DJ Envy, Angela Yee, and Charlamagne the God.
Wake that ass up. The Breakfast Club is on right.
I am feeling blessed. I'm talking to the Breakfast Club this morning.
Okay.
I love coming here. I'm never not going to come here. You guys are good to me. In return, I'm always going to be good to y'all.
For a lot of people in the hip-hop generation, the Breakfast Club is where people get their information on the topics, on the artists, and everything like that. In that aspect, radio is still important.
The Breakfast Club.
When my name come up, respect it.
Good morning, USA.
Yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ MB.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Monday.
Yes, it's Monday. Back to the work week.
Start of another work week. MV got some fresh Beijing on this morning.
I ain't got no
It looks
Beijing,
it looks more natural.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You went out the country and you got the right person to get it done this time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
man.
all right.
I just came back from working from, I don't want to say, I wasn't on vacation because I didn't take vacation days because I still came to work, right? So I just came back.
In a robe.
Yeah, in a robe. So I just came back from working remotely. That's what I'll call it.
Isn't that nice?
You told everybody where you were last week. I don't know why you're not saying it now.
I'm not. I wasn't. It wasn't actually vacation because I worked. So I was just working remotely in Cabos.
Well,
Me and my wife's anniversary. But I had a great trip. Glad to be back. Missed the kids. Had a wonderful vacation. Well, whatever you want to call it. Just relaxing.
You call it a vacation now.
Just me and the wife. It was just a good time to reset and just kind of just reconnect. And it was a great week.
well, salute to all the hairline artists out there. They did a great job. It looks natural.
Artist, goodness gracious, you're such a hater. So
I'm not hating. I'm just giving them props.
All right.
God, I'm giving you people
Compliment
props.
me on my nice tan and how
I ain't
glowy
noticed
I
all
look.
that. I ain't noticed
Oh,
all
now
that.
you ain't noticed all that?
I ain't noticed all
You're
that.
glowing. You're
But
glowing.
you've been staring at me all morning.
Excuse me?
Well,
Excuse me?
that's how we start.
Dial back
Well,
to
I want to
kinky,
say,
bro.
I want to say happy birthday to Notori. It was her birthday, and over the weekend, she bought a house in Brooklyn.
Nice.
So she had a little gathering at her house. So I just want to shout out Notori. It was a really amazing time. We played Taboo. I haven't played that in so long.
You talking about
And I feel like,
talking about Notori Naughton, right? Tasha from Power.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And so we were celebrating her birthday, her new house. She's engaged, all of those things. So she's having a great 2021 already. And she has a new show that got picked up, which we discussed on the Breakfast Club.
Well, congratulations to Notori. Good morning, Notori.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today on the show, we got a bunch of special guests joining us. We have 4-2 Doug joining us.
4-2 Doug. What's 4-2 Doug from Detroit, right?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
I'm glad y'all said 4-2 because I be saying 42. It looks like 42
I know, and we
when
keep
you read
telling
it.
you
It's 42
it's
Doug.
40. It's 42. We keep telling you. He'd be like, all right, well, 42 Doug.
Yeah. When I met him, I know why they call him 4-2. He's really like that height, right?
No.
He's not?
He's taller than 4'2".
He is?
Yes.
Oh.
It's not 42.
Did we even ask him why we call him 4-2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll find out. I like the guy, though.
You know how short 4'2" is? Well,
I've never paid, not that short to me.
Not too far from you. Right.
Exactly.
Not too far from you. Okay, I get it now. All right. And also, Dr. Rita Walker, right?
Oh, man. Dr. Rita Walker is the author of one of my favorite reads, The Unapologetic Guide to Black Mental Health. You know, I give it out on this radio every morning. And it's Mental Health Awareness Month, so why not talk to Dr. Rita Walker?
All right. A lot to talk about. And we got front page news. What we starting off with, Yee?
Yes, and let's talk about boxing. Everybody's excited for this next match.
All right. We'll get into it next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hey. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. NBA playoffs, all right? The Bucks beat the Heat 109-107. The Mavericks beat the Clippers 113-103. The Nets beat the Celtics 104-93. The Trailblazers beat the Nuggets 123-109. Now the 76ers beat the Wizards 125-118. The Suns beat the Lakers 99-90. Last night, oh my gosh, what a great game.
Did you talk about our Brooklyn Nets?
I already said them. Hawks beat the Knicks 107-105. That was a great game.
So sad. That was sad.
First of all, the Knicks played very hard. You know what I'm saying? Trae Young is just, he was an unstoppable force in the fourth quarter.
Randall was off last night. He was off the whole game.
Well,
yeah, he was off.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he was off. I think he only had 13 points. He was off. He wasn't himself. And the Grizzlies beat the Jazz 112-109.
The energy in the Garden was very pure, though.
It was great.
Okay?
Oh, man.
Until they lost, and then it was dead silence.
Yeah, Young shut him up.
It got real quiet in there.
It did. It did. But we got other games. Now, what else we got, Yee?
Well, Manny Pacquiao has announced that he's going to be fighting Errol Spence in Vegas in August. So this is the first time he's fighting since he beat Keith Thurman back in July 2019. And he went on Twitter to reveal his plans. So he also said, "I love to challenge the top guy." And that's the top guy, according to him, pound for pound.
Yeah, that's going to be a great fight. Errol Spence is going to wash Manny Pacquiao. But it's going to be a great fight in the sense that you'll get to see Errol Spence. You know what I mean? I don't know how many people actually pay attention to Errol Spence and how great he is. But Manny Pacquiao's a star, so he'll bring a lot of eyes to that fight.
Yeah.
Set up. Errol Spence is going to wash Manny Pacquiao.
Of course he is. I just, Pacquiao is way far from his prime, in my opinion.
So?
Is it a fight that you guys really are looking that forward to?
I'm not looking for. I mean, listen, it's a good match. It's a good set of names. But Errol Spence is going to watch Manny Pacquiao.
I agree.
All right, and let's talk in more sports. Simone Biles, 24-year-old USA gymnastics superstar. This went viral when she did the near impossible Yurchenko double pike. She did it not once but twice during a practice session, and then over the weekend, she nailed it. So people are saying she is one of the greatest gymnasts the world has ever seen. Did y'all see this video?
I did.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh, she killed it.
Amazing, everywhere. And
Yeah,
they're saying
everywhere.
that no woman has ever attempted this in previous competitions. And it was a historic event. She wore a leotard that had goat on it. So
Yeah, she
yes,
killed it.
people were.
She killed that. Woo.
And the $515 million Mega Millions jackpot, that winning ticket was sold in Pennsylvania. It's the 9th largest jackpot awarded in the history of the game. So, yes, lottery officials did announce Friday somebody in Pennsylvania has that. It's the third time someone in Pennsylvania has won a Mega Millions jackpot since the lottery game began in 2002.
Yeah, no more of a defeating feeling than driving down the highway and you see the big sign for the Powerball and the Mega Millions. And I saw it this morning and saw that had dropped down to 20 million. And so you almost kill yourself reaching for your wallet, you know what I mean, just to see. And then when you see him, you're like, damn.
Yeah, they didn't get it.
I don't even do that no more. I just Google.
Pennsylvania. Oh, you Google?
I just Google and see what a winning ticket was.
But you can win something, though. You still got to check.
I've won $4 quite a few times. I've definitely
All
won
right,
$4
and
quite a few times. Yes.
There's about to be a heat wave.
I appreciate it.
The first heat wave of the season started yesterday, and they're saying it's going to continue into the work week for much of the eastern U.S. And so over 30% of the U.S. population will experience temperatures of at least 90 degrees or higher this week. So just giving y'all a little heads up.
I love it.
All right.
And that is your front page news.
All right, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. Phone lines are wide open. Again, the number is 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Let's go.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
Say it with your chest.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
So if you got something on your mind, let it out.
Hello, who's this?
Jay from Davie, Florida.
Jay, what up, man? Get it off your chest.
Man, I'm just mad. I just bought this house and I hired this contractor. I gave him half the deposit to do my fence. Man, this man done took my money. I never heard from him.
Damn it, man.
Whoa.
I tell everybody, I mean, have you been to one of my seminars or no?
I did, DJ Envy, afterwards.
And what did I tell you? I tell you never pay the contractors half. You buy the supplies yourself, and you pay him hourly. That way you don't get got. You didn't listen to nothing we said?
No, I'm saying afterwards. I bought the house. I had bought the house already. I lost the money.
Oh, you lost the money already? Oh, okay. Well, I tell everybody out there, if you do buy a house that needs some repairs and you have to deal with the contractors, be careful because a lot of contractors are cons. The best way to protect yourself is to buy the supplies. If you got to put up a fence, you buy the fence yourself, and then you pay them hourly to do the work. So that way it saves you a lot of money and also saves you a lot of time in getting got like yourself, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's just tough, man. I'm an operator.
Yeah.
By the way, y'all never show out no love to the water operators, man.
Well, shout to all the water operators out there.
What is a water operator, by the way?
The water operators, Charlamagne, we take care of them. We pull water from the ground. It goes to your house. Drinking water. We're so essential. Fire department, hospitals. We even pay the police department bills, man.
Wow.
But yeah, we're still not deemed to be essential.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've never even heard of a water operator, sir. I never even thought about it. But I mean, yes.
Every single city,
y'all are essential.
You can earn up to $150, man. Like I'm talking about yearly.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, congratulations, King. Salute to all the water operators out there.
You have a good one, man. I'm sorry about them getting you for 5K, brother.
No, it's all good. I appreciate y'all. I listen to y'all every day.
All right, brother.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too now. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Wake up, wake up. Wake your ass.
This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Janae. My
Hey.
name is Janae. Oh my God. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Janae.
Good morning, Janae.
Good morning, Uncle Charlotte. Oh my God, Charlamagne, I love you so much.
I love you more.
Baby, I really love you. Oh my God, and I'm gonna fuck with you right now. Oh my God, I love y'all so much. Okay, so my name is Janae. I'm from Michigan. I wanted to vent about these masks. I just got off work. I got a wig on right now under this hat. We gotta wear safety glasses. My mask is fogging up my glasses. I'm just over these masks.
You got a lot of accessories going on. You got wigs, you got glasses, you got masks.
I got side shields. My head just feels like it's just booming right now. I can't, and then it's getting hot outside. I work in a plant. I'm just over it.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. That's the era. That's the era that we live in right now.
Right. I just wanted to get it off my chest. While I'm here, can I shout out my podcast real quick?
Sure, mama. Go ahead.
It's called Single and Still Married Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I would love if y'all checked it out, gave me your opinions. Y'all really, really inspired me to start my podcast.
Okay, mama. Have a good one, all right? Hello, who's this?
What's going on, DJ Envy? This is Front Page.
Front page. What up, brother? Get it off your chest, man.
Oh, man. First off, I just want to say, rest in peace to Fred the Godson.
Absolutely.
To him. Absolutely. And his family. Now, I told you guys before, we had to question how this virus got here. And I'm talking about the coronavirus, because we see on the news now, it was tampered with at the labs. They're telling you this now. So this is what I wanted to get off my chest now, because remember when I told you about the chemtrail and how this thing got there in Charlamagne, you said I just can't show you a chemtrail. I got to have the proof of how it got here. Now,
I haven't seen. What are you talking about on the news? They said COVID was tampered with in labs. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Wuhan. In the Wuhan labs, I'm talking about the financial institutions that paid for this enhancement of the virus to get it to transform from the bats to the humans.
Oh yeah, I don't have that. I don't have that news. What YouTube channel is that you was watching?
I know YouTube. Come on, we got it all on Fox. We got it on CNN. This is everywhere.
I got to do my research.
They weren't saying anything about a bat. They were saying that they were looking for creating a vaccine, and somehow it got out. Was what they were saying. Just like any other virus that's in a lab somewhere right now, they're making vaccines for.
Oh, thank you, John.
Any other virus, but with this type of level of contamination, they have level 4 type of security in these type of facilities they use. You know, level 2, similar to like regular dentist office, and they're dealing with high reactive bacteria changes. But the point is, they're saying that it's fake. But how did it get to New York City and explode rampant like this? This is what we got to start questioning, and we can't say we don't know, because we do know. They did to us, and this is what I've been saying all the time. This is fake as these clouds are that Bill Gates running over your head with this calcium phosphate stuff. It's just terrible. So we got to stop saying we don't know.
Hey, look, can we talk about this on Thursday?
Yeah, it's Monday.
It's Monday. I can't. Yeah, it's too much for me right now.
It's too much for Monday.
The YouTube University classes are a bit much. I don't let's wait till Thursday.
Didn't it exist in China though too?
I don't know.
It's Monday. Come on, guys.
I wasn't even. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't even listening to him, and I hate how
it was in more than just New York too. I believe. I don't think it was just New York.
Can we confirm that? The YouTube confirm that's in more than New York?
Yeah, I don't know if COVID was anywhere. I think COVID was just in New York. I'm not sure, y'all.
I'm not. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up. Now we got rumors on the way.
Yes, and let's talk about the Billboard Music Awards that were on last night. Did y'all see Drake with his son Adonis? Super cute.
Sure did, and we'll talk about it next. So keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's about time. What's going on?
Rumor report. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
All right, well, the Billboard Music Awards were yesterday, and some of the top winners were The Weeknd. He took home 10 awards that night, including Top Artist and Top Male Artist. Pop Smoke got 5, including Top New Artist, Top Rap Artist, Top Male Rap Artist, and Top Billboard 200 Album and Top Rap Album.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
I'm dropping a clue bomb for Pop Smoke. And everybody else?
Yeah, he well deserved that one. That album was great.
All right, now in other news, Michelle Obama saluted Alicia Keys at the Billboard Music Awards. She was celebrating the 20th anniversary of Songs in A Minor, which came out on June 5th, 2001, when she was only 19 years old.
Damn,
Here is Michelle Obama.
You don't know my name and all that?
That was Falling. Yeah, I think You Don't Know My Name.
Damn, that was 20 years ago? Jesus.
Alicia's not just an artist.
No.
Alicia's not just an artist. She's also an advocate for women and families around the world, a leader on social justice, a wife, a mentor, a mother, but most of all, she is herself. And in bearing her true self, she calls us all to do the same in our own lives and for each other. Alicia, you are such a shining light. You inspire me and my daughters and millions of fans all around the world.
No, You Don't Know My Name was the second album.
That was on the Diary of Alicia Keys. You're thinking of How Come You Don't Call Me, maybe.
And Girlfriend, that's the one with ODB sample. What?
Oh, got you. But even still, 20 years ago, my God.
All right, now other people who were on the stage.
No, Fallen was on that album. Songs in A Minor.
Yeah, Fallen was on that.
Not You Don't Know My Name, no? You Don't Know My Name.
You Don't Know My Name was on the Diary of Alicia Keys.
Got you.
All right, Trey the Truth also got the Changemaker Award, and here he is giving his speech.
It's important to change people's lives. It's important to change the thoughts of those who give up at times. And it's important to change things that wasn't designed for our best interest. For me, you know, I come from the streets. We got to protect our women. We got to protect our children. We got to protect our elders. It's time for us to change the narrative and control our own story right about now. It's about stepping up, not taking no for an answer. And if you know me, you know I never back down, and most of all, never give up. But one last thing, too. Daniel Cameron, we still gonna need justice for Breonna Taylor.
Dropping the clues bombs for Trey the Truth. I'm glad Trey the Truth is who he is and what he is. But, man, I would love to hear him doing a Quiet Storm. Don't he got a great Quiet Storm voice?
Yeah, Trey the Truth is amazing just to see everything that he's been doing in the community, even though he's, had to go through a lot of obstacles.
Still goes through.
Never stop. Yeah, never let up. All right. In addition to that, Drake was honored as the Artist of the Decade, and he had his son Adonis, which was really cute, on the stage with him. And he did like a whole opening video.
I'm supposed to believe in this light-skinned R&B face, crying on every song. Does he even write his own songs? I promise you, this is never gonna work, even if he had a cosign. Okay, best I ever had was a cute one, but he needs another one. Nah, another one. You know what? Okay, he did it, but can he do it again? No, again. No, again. You know what? He's just a lucky guy.
Drake should have let me write that critique.
Sounds like you did.
They did. No, I would have been way better. Okay, if it's one thing I'm good at is building a case of doubt against Drake. Okay, and you could have just pulled audio from the Breakfast Club, Drake. All right, right here. Me, Charlamagne.
Artist of the Decade.
LeBron was also in the video too, and he gave part of this intro.
Are we sure it's luck? 9 #1 albums, 6 #1 songs, a record 232 songs on the Billboard charts, 45 top 10 chart positions, the most of any artist ever. The first artist to debut at #1, 2, and 3 simultaneously. More weeks on the Hot 100 than Elvis Presley, Elton John, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson. Most streamed artists of all time. It's not luck, my good friends. It's certain destiny.
I think that's obvious. Dropping the clues bombs for Drake. It's obvious Drake.
It's undeniable.
Yeah, Drake is who God wants him to be. That's it. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Adonis, like we said, Drake's 3-year-old son, was on stage with him to accept the award. And at one point he did burst into tears, but it was really cute. He was holding on to his dad's leg, like, who are all these people in front of us? Listen to this speech.
I'm really self-conscious about my music. I rarely celebrate anything. And just for anyone watching this that's wondering how this happened, it's being so unsure how you're getting it done that you just kind of keep going in the hopes of figuring out the formula. The fear of losing it keeps you up at night. I didn't really write a grandiose speech about how to make it work or what it took, because I don't quite understand it myself. I know that I've spent an incalculable amount of hours trying to analyze all the things I did wrong, but tonight, for once, I'm sure as hell we did something right. So.
Hey, sound like he using that anxiety just to fuel him, man. So drop on the clues bombs for Drake.
Hey. Also, top Latin artist was Bad Bunny. Top Latin male artist, Bad Bunny. Top Latin female artist was Karol G.
Did they announce those awards on TV?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a huge category. Top R&B female artist was Doja Cat.
Mm-hmm.
And top R&B male artist was The Weeknd. So those are just some of the winners.
Who won the best rap album? You
All right.
said Pop Smoke won the best rap album?
Pop Smoke, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, that is your rumor report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Now we got front page news next. What we talking about?
Man, this story is going to break your heart. This was one of the hardest things to watch. And of course, it has to do with the police.
All right. We'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Hey, it's Angela Yee. By using brands like Dove and Hellmann's, you're supporting Unilever and the everyday good they do. Like donating more than $25 million worth of everyday products and services to groups like Feeding America this year. Visit UnileverDoesGood.com to support communities impacted by the pandemic.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. NBA playoffs quickly. The Bucks beat the Heat. Mavericks beat the Clippers. The Nets beat the Celtics. Trailblazers beat the Nuggets. 76ers beat the Wizards. The Suns beat the Lakers. The Hawks beat the Knicks. And the Grizzlies beat the Jazz. Now, let's get right into it. Yee, what are we talking about?
Man, now this was really, really hard to watch. Dartavius Barnes, he got stopped for a traffic stop. And police officers, and this was back in April 2020 that this happened, they actually took his daughter's ashes, his 2-year-old daughter's ashes out and said that it tested positive for meth. Listen to what happened.
There was something else in the car too.
What?
It was like Molly or ecstasy crushed up.
No, y'all did some tests on it, bro?
Yeah, it tested positive for meth/MDMA.
No, bro. That's my daughter. What are y'all doing, bro? That's my daughter, bro. Give me that, bro. She just got last year. You know me, bro. Yeah. That's her, bro. Okay. No, bro.
Let me talk to the
bro,
officer.
please give me my daughter, bro. Put her in my hand, bro. Y'all are disrespectful, bro.
So the test kit, like it did look like it field tested for like meth. I know.
That's my daughter, bro.
I got you. I believe you, man. I'm gonna give it to your dad if you're cool with that.
Hey,
right?
Thank you, bro.
Woo, imagine that. He's handcuffed. He's trying to get to the urn with his daughter's ashes in it. His daughter was 2 years old, Tanaja Barnes, and she died of neglect and starvation inside the mom's home. So the mom was actually sentenced to 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to first-degree murder. And her boyfriend also was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to 30 years. So imagine you dealt with that tragedy, and then you get pulled over in a traffic stop, and they take your 2-year-old daughter's ashes and lie and say it tested positive.
It's just trauma on top of trauma.
Yep.
That's what it is. And you got to be a real sociopath as a police officer to not even have any empathy for him whatsoever. Like, why would he? It's just.
And then you hear it
silly.
and you still give him a ticket. Like,
and you know him, right? Because they know the story. They know who he is. And so they also spilled out the ashes, by the way.
What you mean?
Like they spilled out some of the ashes.
So
now he's suing the Springfield
goodness.
Police Department in federal court. He says the officers unsealed the urn, opened the urn without his consent and without a lawful basis, including a search warrant, and then desecrated and spilled out the ashes.
He should get, oh my God.
And look how nice he was still being to the officer after that. You know what I'm saying? He even told the officer, thank you. Just like, Lord have mercy, boy.
All right, now President Joe Biden is planning to meet with George Floyd's family 1 year after his death. That's going to be tomorrow. And they're going to miss that deadline for passing police reform legislation, but they don't want to just pass anything. They want to make sure it's a very comprehensive bill. And the family, as Tamika Mallory, when she came on the show, said that's what the family would want also, because they did have this deadline to pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, which was originally introduced in June of 2020 and passed by the House of Representatives in March. But it's unlikely that they're going to sign that legislation tomorrow.
Yeah, we don't need no symbolism. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to, get rid of qualified immunity and really have something in there, some real teeth in there that'll keep police officers from, brutalizing us, then it's pointless. So don't just pass something to say you did it just because it's the anniversary of George Floyd's death.
Right.
That's just optics. No, we don't want optics. We want actual substance.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, so they're not doing that. So that's the good news. They're going to actually work on making sure that it is something that is much needed and not just pass anything with very important things taken out of it. You can't do that. All right, and there were a lot of shootings over the weekend. I'm sure you guys saw that. As a matter of fact, in Brooklyn, there was a helicopter flying around because somebody, I guess, shot someone with a gun. It was right down the block from me. So
Jeesh.
I kept hearing that all night. And then 2 people were killed and 12 injured in a shooting at a birthday party in New Jersey. So these 2 victims were aged 30 and 25. They died at the scene. This was in Fairfield Township. They both suffered fatal gunshot wounds and were found dead at the scene. Police have not identified these victims by name. Also in South Carolina, there was a teen girl killed and 14 people injured in a shooting at an illegal South Carolina concert. At least a 14-year-old girl was killed and at least 14 other people injured. Multiple gunmen opened fire into the crowded concert. It was in a residential area of North Charleston at about 10:30 p.m.
In the Naughty By in North Charleston. That's horrible,
All right,
man. But
so-
it's summertime, though. So, you know, when you talk about these heat waves and you talk about things getting to 80-something degrees and 90-something degrees, yes, what 50 Cent said in the hood, summertime is the killing season. It's hot out this. That's a good enough reason? Yeah.
All right, well, that is your front page news.
All right. Now, when we come back, 4-2 Doug will be joining us. We'll kick it with him. If you don't know, he signed to Yo Gotti and Lil Baby. He has the song with Lil Baby that I'm sure you guys know. Yeah, we paid. Yeah, we paid. So 4-2 Doug when we come back is The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Hey.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building. His album is out right now. 4-2 Doug, ladies and gentlemen.
4-2.
What's happening?
Peace, King. You wouldn't call this an album, would you? Freedom Boys, you wouldn't call it an
I
album?
feel like it's an album.
Okay.
I feel like it's an album.
Okay. Because everybody say project, so I don't be knowing nowadays.
Yeah. But they ain't classifying it as an album. But I feel like it's an album as far as the body of work, though.
I wonder what's the science behind it. Like, why do they say, you know, 'cause it's 49 minutes long, it's a bunch of songs. Why they say it's a project and not an album? I wonder what the...
Trying to keep people in them deals.
What?
Trying to keep people in them deals, straight up.
How did you get your name 4-2 Doug for people that don't know?
Well, my name really Dugga. And 4-2, that's just, you know, some me and my homeboys put together on the positive side as far as making music go. It's really Dugga, so I shorten it from Dugga to Doug and 4-2 Doug.
Gotcha.
Oh, there go the CEO.
Gotti's here.
4-2 though.
There go the
Gotti, what
CEO.
up, Gotti?
Gotti, what's happening, Gotti?
Hey, listen, this is an
Happy belated, Gotti. Happy belated.
You had a lit birthday party. But I want to say this is an
Appreciate it.
unusual situation because you're signed to both Yo Gotti and Lil Baby. So
And himself.
And
He
himself.
partners.
Okay.
We business partners. You know what I'm saying?
So talk about that because I know that's unusual. It's not like you already had a situation together.
I mean, it was.
What you mean by unusual though?
I mean, because y'all, it's not like you guys already have other artists signed together.
Oh, me and Baby?
Yeah.
Oh, we just hustlers. You know what I'm saying? Like Baby a hustler, I'm a hustler, Doug a hustler. It's no different than, you know, three dudes getting money together. Yeah.
But how did it happen? Like, how did it come about?
How did y'all meet up?
I'm gonna let Doug tell y'all that.
Well, I met Baby gambling in L.A. Me and T pushed up on him one time in L.A. during the BET Awards. And, you know, we were just kicking it how we kick it. I never told him I rap though, so he really ain't know I rap. You know what I'm saying?
You just thought you was good with the dice.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I met him again after that. We gambled again. So.
Was you busting his ass?
Yeah,
How much you won?
I probably won like 100,000 the first.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. Second time we probably won like 30,000, 40,000. But you know, me and him was kicking it and just kicking it regular and shit. And then I called him one time. He was in Miami with his brother and shit. I called him. And when they picked up, they was rapping my song. They was rapping one of my songs. You know what I'm saying?
And he didn't know it was you.
Yeah. His brother had told him, like,
Okay.
you know, this dude and shit. So he was rapping and shit, going crazy. So I was recording him and shit. I'm talking shit to him. And he like, come out to Atlanta and with me. But then Gotti came to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Gotti came to Detroit to do a performance. And he hit me up like, my daddy homeboy called me with Gotti on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, I'm thinking they playing and shit. So he like, yeah, I got a concert today, you f***ing with it. I'm like, hell yeah. So I pulled up on him and he brought me out. And ever since then, you know what I'm saying? It's just been a whole group thing.
How is it growing up in Detroit as a street artist? Was it hard? Like, did the radio embrace you? Or
Yeah, they get a lot of support.
f***ing with me.
Okay.
They was f***ing with me off the get-go. Like the Detroit, because I used to do high school tours and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how I really got hot, doing the high school tours and shit. So the radio was behind me.
Can we talk about this song to your mom too? Because you said you got out of jail, right? So that song, you were apologizing to your mother for getting locked up, and then you violated your parole. What happened?
I wasn't apologizing to her for getting. I wasn't apologizing to her for getting locked up. I was apologizing to her for getting kicked out of boot camp. You know what I'm saying? So I was supposed to do 4 and 4 months. So I had like 4 years in and 1 month. And they was gonna send me the last 90 days. They sent me to boot camp to do 90 days. So I did like 37 days, and then I ended up getting kicked out. I ended up catching a serious assault. I ended up getting kicked out, and like they gave me a phone call before I went back to prison. They're like, call your emergency contact. I called my mom, and I just can feel it like in her voice, like she was fucked up, like she couldn't believe. Like I blew, you know what I'm saying? I blew coming home and shit. So they sent me straight to the hole and shit. And I like made this song like as the months went on.
Yeah, you started rapping in prison, right?
Yeah.
And how old were you?
I'd say probably like 19.
Okay.
What made you start rhyming? Like you just
I was in the hole, like stressed out of that bit, like the whole like you up, you get to come out 1 hour out the day. I was in there for like 60 days straight, so.
Dang.
That's very inhumane to put somebody in solitary confinement in the hole for 60 days.
They supposed to gave me some money for that shit. Like all the youth offenders, they sued the state. Everybody got money and shit, but I was already rapping.
Was you rapping before that, or you started rapping in prison? Like, how did you learn, the 16 bars? It was just straight rapping. Like, how did you learn?
No, see, I didn't know it was 16. I didn't know none of that shit.
You trying to stay sane.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm that bitch down there rapping about being hungry. For real, like I'm in that bitch finna turn invisible. I'm in that bitch stressed out, so rapping was like, I'm just putting together. The shit was so weak. When I first started, it was so weak. I threw the shit away.
What was you rapping about? Like, give us an example of your first rap.
Like True Religions and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so they give you pen and pad in the hole?
Yeah, they give you pen and pad.
See, I didn't. Okay.
I don't think they give you a pad. They give you. I was writing there on like my legal work. So I rap on the back of my legal work and shit, but it was so weak. I ripped this shit up, but I ended up going back to the hole again for another some bullshit, and then I figured it out like.
When did you realize that you had it, that it wasn't trash? When you was like, oh no, I could do this.
My second time in the hole, I'm like, this shit's starting to sound okay.
You remember the rap?
Dude, I'm trying to. Yeah, so it's a song called Free Minds that I made. And the rap I had was like, if I done had it, I done seen it. It was, it's out though. I ended up doing the song. I ended up actually recording one of my first songs and shit. Yeah, I know the rap though. It was hard.
I feel like you used to get into a lot of fights in jail. Like people probably used to try you because of your side.
I want to say try me, but you know what I'm saying? I was one of them motherfuckers that always talking shit to a motherfucker. So you gotta put me in that motherfucker surrounded by people that got life, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? I got 4 years.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so they just f***ing with
so
you.
The shit coming from me down there, like me saying f*** you. You know what I'm saying? So they like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker down there, go upside your head in that bitch you doing all day. So you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of that, but everybody, I knew a lot of people in jail.
All right, we got more with 4-2 Doug when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with 4-2 Doug. Charlamagne?
How was it like just growing up in Detroit? Like, was you always in the street? Was it dice? Did you ever focus on school or just what?
So I probably caught my first case at 12. You know what I'm saying?
You trying to get your money back from the dude?
No, motherfucker had a stolen car, and man, I swear to God, I had like bad luck or something. I mean, I can't even drive, you feel me? But all I knew was the keys was right there, and this had a car, so I'm like, he in the house cleaning up and shit, so I'm like waiting on him to go to the back. He goes to the back. I dabs in his car. You feel me? I dabs in his car. And my motherfucker looked so bad. As soon as I bag up out the car, the police around that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Man, the motherfucker was stolen.
But as soon as he stole it.
I don't know who stole it.
Okay, got you. I thought you were saying you stole his car. The car's already stolen.
No, I'm in his shit.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So when they pull up, shit was looking crazy. As soon as they pull up and shit, I like threw it in reverse and hit the police car. When I hit that bitch, I like rolled out of that bitch like James Bond. I swear to God, I rolled out of that bitch and fall instantly. As soon as I fall, police come hit me in my motherfucking jaw. Boom! Taking you to jail and shit. So Ace was then I had a little case and shit. Car, stolen car, pistol case. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So, but it's still fun growing up with me because we.
Does the city embrace you now?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
What is it like when you go back? Because Detroit has.
In the mall, like, you know what I'm saying? They with me the whole way. I with them though. If it was up to me, I wouldn't have left.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but shit.
Who told you to leave? Who told you that the move would be to go to ATL?
Man, Gotti told me.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. My lawyers told me.
Everybody, like,
man, you need to forget about this shit.
But work-wise, it's probably easier to be because if you in Atlanta, there's a lot of artists that record and work out there.
Yeah, for sure. You for sure bump into a lot of. I bumped into a few different motherfuckers, so that's a good thing. But on the negative side, it's like you don't know nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So imagine moving somewhere where you don't know nobody. You can't really go outside or none of that shit. Cause you out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go to just be going in places you don't know who area this is. You don't know what's going on. So that's the only minus I don't with about Atlanta, cause I don't know nobody. I really can't hang. I ain't no inside the house motherfucker. I'ma let's go have fun.
Yo, Gotti probably think that's for the best, right? Studio.
Yeah, that would be.
Gotti, is moving a mandatory adjustment when you making, that transition from the streets to the rap game?
Nah, I wouldn't say it's a mandatory thing. Like, I still got cribs in Memphis, you know what I'm saying? But it's just it's situational who you are and what you're doing and what you was doing before you was successful. You get what I'm saying? So I relate to what he going through because I had the same issues in Memphis with the police, you know what I'm saying? When they know you from a certain life before you was successful in music, they don't never forget that. Like, even though you may start doing this, they still look at you as this. So, your name just gonna be in everything that happen, really around your way. You know what I mean? So anything that happen around your way, they gonna connect you to or try to connect you to it or feel like you had some say in it or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think for me, that's what I seen happen with Lil Bro. You know what I mean? Like a lot of, we don't get into it too much, but a lot of things legal things they were trying to put him in, well, like they did to the wrong. Like he wasn't even in Detroit.
Like
that. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't even in Detroit, and then like
intense.
You know what I mean? Putting out warrants for him for this and that, and we know he with us. You know what I'm saying? Or we know he was at a show. Yeah. So when we started seeing that happening, we like, bro, they own you too. They own you too much. Like they after you.
I ain't never seen no shit like that. Like when they lie on you.
So when they get to that point, that's when you know what I mean.
Police then like told the judge they seen me. Like the police told the judge they said like y'all ain't got no license plate nothing. He like no, I identified him as 42 Doug. I know how he look. I know who he is. It was him. I'm not even in Detroit though.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the shit like took me. Like, damn, what y'all on?
Yeah.
Like, y'all lying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit was crazy.
Does that make you have to think about your lyrics, too? Because, they be paying attention to what you say in songs.
Yeah, but I really be want to say, they ass for real. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like that. I don't give a what I did. You know what I'm saying? What I'm doing.
That's the
you know what I'm saying? How y'all not focusing on what I'm doing?
Yeah.
That's what I ain't get, you know what I'm saying? So when they lie on me, I'm like, man, this shit be crazy to me. Like, I just had a court day about the shit they lied on me. And, you know what I'm saying? My lawyer, like, we want to go past the preliminary hearing, but I'm telling the lawyer, like, bro, I need to hear him. I want to see him tell this judge he saw me. I need to see this. I don't believe it. Like, I don't believe he said this shit. I don't tell them later. I don't believe he said this shit. He like, man, you know what I'm saying? This is what's best.
You beat the case though, right?
Hell no. And
I'm still fighting it.
Yeah.
That sucks that you even got to deal with that if you can show that you wasn't even there. It's just because it costs money, right, to have to fight
I
these
show
things.
that I wasn't there. They say show some shit for this day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That type of game, they get the plan. Yeah, they don't even tell you what day the shit happened. They'll throw 3 days out there. Like, all right, now prove you was there for all 3 of these days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
You f***ing up their money, dog, because you the guy that's gonna come out of the city and empower so many other kids and keep them from going to prison. That's what that shit about.
It gotta be about something. I'm suing their ass though. Why?
You gonna sue the police?
What?
Okay.
Got to. I just lied on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta get sued straight up. When y'all gonna stop?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm on house arrest right now. I ain't even put in to get off this motherfucker just so they know where I'm at.
Damn.
That's how intense this shit is.
Damn.
I don't even want to get off this motherfucker yet.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
Like, shit crazy.
When you scheduled to get off?
I don't know. I ain't put in for it. I'm like, I need to be on this motherfucker so they can't keep playing with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't say I'm here because this motherfucker gonna tell y'all where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Before you went to prison and started rapping, what did you think you were going to do?
Get money. I ain't what I was gonna do. Straight, I ain't care what it was. I knew I was gonna get money.
If you winning $100,000 in dice games, I think you doing all right.
Man, that was cool. That's what I'm saying. I was gonna figure some shit out.
What's the most you ever lost, though?
So over a period of time, I probably lost like 800,000.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? This like right after I get signed, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at my best. I got all the motherfucking money in the world, but the motherfuckers, they know I'm good on my hands, so they made me start shooting out of cut.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I lost like 3 months straight, like without a win.
How many times you done bust Gotti ass?
Me and Gaga ain't won that yet.
You see what? What you waiting on?
I don't f with Doug with them dice.
All right, we got more with 4-2 Doug when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with 4-2 Doug.
Gotti, what's your plan, Gotti? I mean, you got all these artists. I'm sure a tour is coming up as soon as the world opens back up.
Yeah,
now, with so much success, is it one of those things you'd be like, you know what, I might sell my company, or are you going to sit back and continue on? Because you got so many different artists selling so many records. That was the point where, what's next for Gotti?
Moneybagg Yo done been #1 2 weeks.
Yeah. Shout out to Babe, #1 2 weeks, back to back. I mean, you know, this is our thing. You know, the way I see it, man, this whole thing is our thing. It ain't just me. So, you know, I'm always gonna do what's best for everybody at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna do a lot of things together. You know, it's just been the pandemic, so everybody, once they open everything back up, we're gonna try to put together this tour. We all can go out together. We're working on a project where we all can do this one project together. So we just letting everybody handle their business, you know what I'm saying? And then when everybody finish handling their business, we're gonna come together and do something.
Now, I like the way Gotti.
Like, usually you find one artist mad at the CEO or 2 artists. Ain't no artist mad at you. Gotti, everybody must like
you. We don't play
Gotti.
no money games. We don't play no money games.
Gotti too cool, man.
You know what I'm saying?
How the f you gonna get mad at Gotti?
Word.
So 4-2 Doug, that means you have some artists signed to you also, right? So
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
me who your artists are.
I got Big Money Key, I got Dre, I got Tay, I got Mazzo, I got Baby Money. You know what I'm saying? I got Free Bag Boy Mail. I got a whole squad.
And Detroit got such a distinctive sound too.
I think Memphis got the best rappers right now, and I think Detroit is #2 as far as city-wise. How you gonna switch watches in the middle of the interview, man?
I saw that Paddock, man.
Give me the diamond tester. What is that? Let me see.
You look.
Let me see.
Oh, he got a diamond
I'm gonna
tester.
turn this on. I gotta let it warm up first.
That motherfucker.
Gotta let it warm
Let me ask you a question though, Doug.
It ain't gotta be warm.
Hold on. No, this gotta warm up.
It gotta be cold.
Have you made the transition from the streets to the rap game yet?
Yeah, for sure. All the way. All the way. I don't do shit illegal.
What's the
shows?
What's more dangerous, the rap game or the streets?
The street. But rap, I don't know, it go hand in hand though. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta protect. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker gonna try you because you're a rapper. You know what I'm saying? But when motherfucker try you, that take you back to the streets. You know what I'm saying? So it's like hand in hand. You gotta know how to.
You gotta watch yourself, right? You can't move the same. It's not what it's
sure. You gotta.
Now
everybody know you.
The world's looking at you.
You gotta eliminate shit. You know what I'm saying?
Gotti, what's the end game for Doug, you think? Not the end game, but like, you know, what's the next 3 years of Doug look like to you?
Man, Doug just getting started. You know what I'm saying? Like, Doug got a long way to go. He just getting started, you know what I mean? So, and it's a good start, you know, to have records like he have, you know what I mean? To even be a part of records like the Little Baby record, the record he just put out with Rowdy Rich, that shit going crazy. That's gonna be a platinum record. You know what I mean? This the beginning of his career, you know what I'm saying? So I can't even see the end at this point, like, cause I think it's just starting, and he got so long to be in the game, and you know, a year from now, 2 years from now, ain't telling what he gonna be thinking or feeling, which way he gonna want to go. You know what I mean? I'm just riding with him whichever way he want to go. I'm just in the car with him.
What you want to do, Doug? What do you see for yourself? What's your vision?
100 million, bitch. I'm done rapping. No, I'll talk. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just taking it as it, you know, as it comes, for real. I'm just trying to get better each and every day, each and every song. You know what I'm saying? Build more relationships. Take care of my family.
Well, listen, man, 42 Doug, it was a pleasure to sit here and build with you for a little while. Freedom Boys is out right now.
Yes.
You gonna come back out in 2 weeks with another album?
Hell no, not 2 weeks, but you know what I'm saying?
Right around the corner.
He got a lot of
Volume
material.
3. You dig?
What's next for the squad, Gotti? Who's next on the lineup?
Man, everybody, you know what I'm saying? You know the way we rock over here, Charlamagne, like I don't pick dates. I don't pick dates. I don't pick who up next. You know what I mean? Whoever ready to come, when they ready to come, that's who go. You know what I mean? Like I said, everybody control their own vision, their own destination.
Everybody shine together.
Yeah, everybody shine together over here. Everybody bosses. Youngster working on some new shit. I know that. I was just talking to him about that.
That's that guy right there.
Yeah, so I know Youngster coming. ESTG, he just turned his whole shit in already. Bag already back in the studio. I just left him in L.A.
Don't stop.
He already in the studio, so man, everybody just working, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I thought Doug and EST was a group at one point.
We is.
They got a lot of
y'all had so much music together. I was like, damn.
We is.
That's what's happening. Well, 42 Doug, Freedom Boys is out right now.
42 Doug.
What'd I say? Oh, 42 Doug, my fault. 42 Doug, it's the Breakfast Club.
It's time.
She's spilling the tea. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
Woo! Well, Tiny and T.I.'s son, King Harris, they tried to press him, and he held his ground. He actually, during this it wasn't an altercation, but while they were trying to press him, he went to the car, got his backpack, and came back, and here's what it sounded like.
You from here? Yeah, I'm from here. Yeah, I'm from here. All right, so what's up with you, bro? Let's go. Your head around me, talking out your ass like you want to do something. What's up, bro? Oh, Lord. What's up, bro?
Nothing.
What?
Wow.
Relax, or what?
Nothing.
Or what?
Nothing.
Or what? Keep out your business, man.
Hey, man, that's Tip Boy right there now. Leave Tip Boy alone now. That bloodline different, okay? You heard what Tip told you. I never ran a back down from no...
Boy, I don't see nothing wrong with what he did. My man walking out the museum, somebody put their arm around me talking crazy. Hey, back up off me. I got to protect myself. Protection. Defend myself.
Yeah, can you imagine just being like, you know, a famous kid and then people is always trying to come at you crazy? Can't let that happen.
I don't got to be a kid to feel that. What you talking about? You didn't see me almost get jumped in front of this radio station. My nerves bad. Okay?
All right, now Yvonne Orji is reflecting on the last Insecure table read ahead of the final season of Insecure. I'm so sad that this is coming to an end, but she was on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and here's what she said about how emotional it got.
The final season of Insecure.
Is it getting sentimental on set?
Today it did, because we actually had our final table read.
Oh, today was the last table read?
Yeah, there might have been some thug tears shed.
There were, huh?
It was a little bit. But prior to the day, Issa and I would like be on each other's like sets, our apartment sets, and we'd be like, I'm taking that when we rap. No, I want that from your apartment. And so we're like calling dibs.
Damn. That's the end of an era.
Man. That's one of my favorite shows.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yo, did you know T.I.'s son is only 16? I thought he was older than that for some reason. I don't know why.
He's got a few of them, Envy. You might have been thinking of another one.
Maybe think of another one, maybe.
That's a very random, you just ignored Yvonne Orji and Issa Rae. Huh?
No, because I'm thinking about it. He went to the car to grab his backpack, but I'm thinking he's of age. But I'm like, damn, he's only 16 years old. Which is crazy.
How old you got to be to own a gun in Georgia?
21.
Oh, you a snitch, bro. You just a whole.
Well, we
rat.
also don't. We don't know what was in the backpack,
man.
Oh,
I just said
you're
defend
right.
myself.
Damn.
That's all I said. You said it. You the snitch.
No, I didn't know it was a gun. I shouldn't even assume
didn't say
that.
no, nobody said that.
Why did I even assume that?
I don't know.
I shouldn't have assumed that. No, you're absolutely right. I should not have assumed that.
All right, now since we're talking about Insecure, Sex and the City, that reboot is going to feature Mr. Big, Aiden Shaw, and Steve Brady. When it was reported that the show was coming back, that reboot, they hadn't signed on Mr. Big and Steve Brady yet to be part of that reboot, but now they are going to be on there. So, that should be exciting. We also let you guys know that Kim Cattrall, a.k.a. Samantha, will not be returning for her role. So there was a fallout that she had with her other co-stars on there.
I could give a damn. When are we going to get us a Girlfriends reboot? Okay? When are we going to get our Girlfriends miniseries? How many Sex in the City closures do we don't get? We ain't had no closure for Girlfriends yet, but we done had 7 different closures for Sex in the City. If I was Mr. Big, I wouldn't come back either. I'm like, what else do y'all need me to do?
He is coming back.
Oh, never mind. I ain't even here.
Are you listening, man?
No.
Are you listening?
No.
He's definitely not listening.
No, I'm not. Because as soon as you started talking about Sex in the City again, I don't want to hear it because I started thinking about why we don't get more girlfriends. But whatever.
All right. Now, Lady Gaga was discussing on the Me You Can't See, which is a new docuseries that's co-created by Prince Harry and Oprah. And that is to tackle the stigma of mental health. And here's what she had to say about an incident that happened to her when she was 19 years old. She said she was raped and left pregnant.
First, I felt full-on pain. Then I went numb. And then I was sick for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks after. And I realized that it was the same pain that I felt when the person who raped me dropped me off pregnant on a corner. My parents' house, because I was vomiting, because I'd been being abused. I was locked away in a studio for months.
Damn. I'm sending healing energy to Lady Gaga.
And she also will not name the person who did this to her. Here's what she had to say.
A producer said to me, "Take your clothes off." And I said no. And I left, and they told me they were gonna burn all my music. They didn't stop asking me, and then I just froze, and I don't even remember. I understand this Me Too movement. I understand that some people feel really comfortable with this, and I do not. I do not ever want to face that person again.
Oh, Lady Gaga. All right. Well, that is your rumor report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne, who you giving that donkey to?
Oh, man. 4 after the hour, I got to give Donkey of the Day to me, Leonard McKelvey. I need to come to the front of the congregation. I'd like to have a word with myself this morning.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's not the first time, guys. Relax.
I know you've done it before, but we'll get into it next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Hiring is challenging, but there's one place you can go where hiring is simple and smart. That place is ZipRecruiter, where growing businesses connect to qualified candidates. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/breakfast. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
Donkeys of the Day, ask Charlamagne.
I'm a Democrat, so being Donkey of the Day is a little bit of a mixed blessing.
So like a donkey. Hee-haw. Okay.
Donkey of the Day.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Now, I've been called a lot in my 23 years, but Donkey of the Day is a new one.
Donkey of the Day for Monday, May 24th goes to me, Leonard McKelvey. Contrary to popular belief, this is not the first time I've given myself Donkey of the Day, because Donkey of the Day does not discriminate. I mean, I may be kind of biased towards certain people, but I don't have any bias when it comes to myself. If I'm wrong, if something I do or say doesn't sit right with my spirit, I have to apologize and do better moving forward, and that's what I'm about to do right now. I want to apologize to Kwame Brown and Kwame Brown's family. I want to apologize to his father, Bill Brown, and the family of his father. See, last week on this radio, in my attempt to defend a Charleston, South Carolina-born brother like myself, I revealed too much information about that man's family. And even though all that stuff is public record, some things just don't need to be said on the radio, and they definitely don't need to be said by me. When I look back, on the way I communicated that, I communicated it all wrong. And I unintentionally triggered trauma in a lot of folks I grew up with who I genuinely love. I'm sure I caused a lot of pain for not only Kwame Brown, but for his family, especially his family in my hometown of Moncks Corner, South Carolina. You know how I know? Because I spoke to a few of them. I've been on the phone this weekend with mothers of children and their children. Salute to Shaliba and her daughter, Brianda. I was on the phone with sisters like Wallette. Salute to Wallette. Oh, she cursed me out good. And, I was apologizing for triggering them, causing them pain, because I was casually discussing their family's trauma, man. And that's something that I have to stop doing. That's something that we all have to stop doing. I was talking to my Sacred Purpose coach, Yadi Alba, this weekend. She's like a spiritual therapist. I have her and my clinical therapist, and that's what we were talking about, how we casually discuss each other's traumas. I didn't even think about when I spoke on, Kwame and his family, how many people were impacted by those things I was speaking on. I mean, that's generational. Okay, I caused pain and unintentionally poked at people's wounds. Okay, wounds that will probably never heal. And I can't take back those words, but I can apologize. I think oftentimes we, meaning black people, we fight each other with our demons, whether true or false, whatever is the worst thing we know about a person or think we know about a person, we default to that. And that was not my intention. I was not in any way, shape, or form trying to paint Kwame in a negative light. Okay, that black man is not my op. He wasn't my op when I said it. In my mind, I'm defending that man, but I should have been defending him as Leonard Charlamagne the God McKelvey, the professional, and not Leonard Larry, whatever you want to call me, from Moncks Corner, South Carolina, talking like I'm home in the town on why I believe they need to leave Kwame Brown alone. That was whack, because the conversation didn't even have to go there. The conversation should have been about basketball. Yes, leave Kwame Brown alone because he achieved a goal and a dream that 1.3% of NCAA seniors will achieve, and 0.03% of high school seniors. You know how small a number that is? And, that's just simply being drafted in the NBA. If you play 13 seasons and make $65 million, you're a success, okay? If you work 13 years anywhere and make that kind of money, you're a success. So salute to that man. The only expectations we have to live up to is our own. That's why I always say success is subjective, okay? My views of success may be different than yours. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. But we didn't even get into that conversation because my mind automatically went to something that it didn't even have to go to. In doing that, I unintentionally caused trauma. And since I unintentionally caused trauma, I have to be intentional about causing healing. I'm not about to sit around and have beef with another black man for nothing. Trust me, as y'all know, I have a lot of real enemies who are gunning for me every day. Kwame Brown is not going to be one of them, okay? I totally understand why Kwame Brown was upset at me. I went low. That wasn't my intention. But in hindsight, it was low. And Kwame took it to the floor with me. And y'all be online so excited, ready to see black people go back and forth and tear each other down. I'm not doing that. I'm not going back and forth if I feel like I wronged somebody. I'm going to apologize. That's what I think a good man does. A good man apologizes for the mistakes, that he made. But a great man corrects them. Hopefully, I get the opportunity to do that one day. But for now, I just apologize. And I'm not beefing with a black man who's born where I was born and has family where I'm from. There's nothing on this planet that I love more than God, my family, and Moncks Corner, South Carolina, the whole low country, the 843. Drop on the clues bomb for the 843. Okay? So when I say I sincerely apologize to Kwame Brown and his family and the family of Bill Brown and Moncks Corner, I mean that. Only thing I'm responsible for is my energy in recognizing my own insanity. And Eckhart Tolle once said to recognize one's own insanity is, of course, the arising of sanity, the beginning of healing and transcendence. I truly believe if trauma can be passed down through generations, then so can healing. Me, Leonard McKelvey, I have never claimed to be perfect. In fact, I'm far from it. I'm not going to always get it right. The same things people listen to me for is the same things they hate me for because I talk too much. I overshare. I overshare about myself. I overshare about others, and that has historically gotten me in trouble. But we are all works in progress, and one of the most healing things you can do is recognize where in your life you are your own poison. And last week I was poison to Kwame Brown, Bill Brown, and their families. For that, I sincerely apologize. Please let Remy Ma give me Leonard McKelvey, Charlamagne the God, the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw, you stupid motherfucker, are you dumb?
Yes, indeed. Meaning, I am dumb at times.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ask you, Drama. Sorry.
All right. Well, up next, Dr. Rita Walker will be joining us. We'll kick it with Dr. Rita Walker when we come back.
This is actually a great segue because, I always give out the book, The Unapologetic Guide to Black Mental Health by Dr. Rita Walker. It's one of my favorite books of the last couple of years, and I can't wait to discuss with her.
All right. We'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest joining us this morning, Dr. Rita Walker.
She is the author of The Unapologetic Guide to Black Mental Health, and it is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we couldn't ask for a better guest. Good morning, Dr. Walker.
Good morning, Charlamagne. How you doing?
I am blessed, black, and highly favored, and I'm about to ask you the same question, but I need an honest answer. Okay, how are you?
I'm good. I would put my PF, my psychological fortitude rating, at about a 7.5.
Okay. Wow. Why is it like that this morning? Just because?
It's the end of the semester. Grades are done. My dog is behaving, and I can't complain. I really just can't complain.
Absolutely. I'm glad to hear that. Well, it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I have a lot of different questions I want to ask. Number one, the pandemic. I don't think none of us are the same as we were before the pandemic. How do you think the pandemic moving forward will affect our social skills? Because I feel a little bit awkward when I'm out and around a lot of people, more so than usual. How do you think it will impact our social skills?
First and foremost, everybody has to be aware of how they're feeling about it, and how they're feeling about being out in public and interacting with folks. We had our first birthday party this weekend, and folks asked, and I appreciate it, like, are you hugging? What are you doing? And I had to be comfortable saying, like, yeah, I'm not really ready to hug right now. And we have to be honest about that. And I get it, there's a lot of pressure. And also you want to hug people, right? Like, we haven't seen a lot of folks in a long time, and we want to connect. But we have to be aware and just honor, our own feelings and our own anxieties about what it means to connect with other people right now.
I think the pandemic made people see themselves for the first time. And a lot of folks have feelings they may not have had before. So the depression and the anxiety, they got it, but they don't really know what it is. So how can people identify, those illnesses in themselves and maybe in others?
Well, I try to talk about that in the book because in a lot of ways, we normalize mental health issues. So we somehow figure out how to navigate overwhelming anxiety and depression in a way that we couldn't hide from it when we were in the pandemic, basically. And any individual, I will always say, if there is something about your level of worry or your level of not being interested in being bothered with people impacts your day-to-day life and your happiness, then it's probably time to at least get an assessment. So whenever people talk to a mental health professional, they think, well, that means I'm crazy, and so I need somebody to help me with my crazy. Well, it starts with an assessment and that individual being able to say, okay, tell me how you're doing with this, or is this problem showing up in different situations in your life with different relationships? And is it out of proportion to what, so maybe other people have said, like, yeah, that thing that you do right there, like, that's problematic. And they help you evaluate how much of the issue is actually a problem for you, or is it just something that's idiosyncratic to you, like just part of who you are? Because, we can't all be the same.
How do you deal with someone who is like, okay, they clearly need to get some professional help, but they don't see it?
I smile, Angela, because that's the number one question that I get. And the short answer, unfortunately, is that you can't. And I'll give you the reverse scenario. Imagine that there's something that you're doing and somebody's saying to you, like, you need to get help for that. You need to stop that. Like, are you trying to hear them? Oftentimes, no. And you feel like, well, they don't know me. They don't know my life. Like, we come up with reasons. And so I think the bridge in there is to say to that person, I'm concerned about fill in the blank. And then say, I am here for you to support you. If it's something that you want to talk about, maybe it's something that you want to get some help with, I'm here for you, so that they don't feel put upon and that they really do get that you're coming to them from a loving and caring place rather than being judgmental, which we can do oftentimes, but we're not judging, but people hear it as judgment. And what you want them to hear is that you care and you're concerned and you want to support them wherever they are.
Dr. Walker, what if it's something that is like serious though? Like you feel like they need and I hate to even say someone, quote, needs medication, but like a real serious thing where you feel like their ups are too up and downs are too downs, and they're coming up with scenarios in their head. It could even be as serious, I'm not a doctor, but it could be schizophrenia, it could be bipolar disorder, and that person really needs help, and you're scared that they might harm themselves. Like in this country, what can you do for somebody that if they're not trying to seek that help and they don't see it, but it's a real medical concern?
Well, you said something that was important in there, and that is that person is a harm or danger to themselves, or maybe they're a danger to someone else. And that's a different level of intervention that is calling for, and especially when they're in a place of crisis, like you feel like they're in crisis, or at any moment they could be in crisis, and they might not be here tomorrow if you don't intervene. At that point, you actually have to call emergency services. And I pause at that, I gotta tell you, because I know that emergency folks don't always know how to deal with mental health issues and crises, especially in our community. But at the same time, that's about the only thing that you can do, because you can't intervene. Like, you don't have the physical willpower, or you don't have what it takes to be able to maybe restrain them. But if you have concerns about them being in crisis, then you have to call 911, let them know the circumstances, make sure you're there, make sure someone else is present to protect that individual. But short of that, short of them being in crisis, you have to be diligent. Go check on them every day. Tell them what your concerns are. Tell them that you think that if they keep doing X, Y, and Z, your fear, you have to share your fears, because we have to make ourselves vulnerable, right? When we're trying to help other people, sometimes we have to say, my fear is that you might not be here tomorrow if we don't do something different. And until that person gets to that place where they say, you know what, I hear you, then you're not going to be able to convince them to do anything differently. And I know it's hard to hear, because there's so many people struggling, but they need to know that you care about them first and foremost before they can make any change for themselves.
I lost 2 friends to suicide last year, and even when you make those calls to the like 911 and say you need a welfare check, like, I had a 911 operator tell me that they can't do a welfare check because the person hasn't harmed anyone and they haven't harmed themselves. And then, a month or so later, you find out that, your friend completed suicide. So what do you do in situations like that?
I'm sorry to hear about that, to be honest. And because what it says to me is that the person that you spoke to was not well trained. Because when you call for help for a welfare check, the person who's on the other end of that call needs to be able to respond and not say, well, they haven't harmed themselves yet. The purpose of a welfare check is to make sure that that person does not harm themselves. And as you know, that's one of the reasons why we have to get the word out even more, so that there is better training around suicide prevention. A lot of mental health professionals, and I think you know this, Charlamagne, aren't well trained around managing suicide risk and suicide vulnerability. And so we have a lot of work to do around mental health crisis among mental health professionals and in the public.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Dr. Rita Walker. Charlamagne?
How do we protect the mental health of people who've lost loved ones to suicide? Especially if you found the body. Like, I hear a lot of those conversations. I've got friends who found the body of their, sibling or, things like that.
That's traumatic, full stop. And those individuals have to get help. They have to process with someone else. And even if they didn't find the person themselves, the level of guilt that goes on top of the grief, it's overwhelming. And I know, people are strong, we're resilient, but sometimes we don't heal in ways that are most helpful. So if someone breaks their leg, eventually that might heal on its own, but there's going to be consequences of them not getting, using crutches or maybe not getting a cast. And it's the same for our psychological health and well-being, that sometimes we need someone to help us adjust and reframe things so that we can come out of that traumatizing experience, in the best psychological health that we can, recognizing that those individuals may continue for years to struggle and deal with the trauma, the grief, the guilt. And that's the part that is the most challenging, is the guilt that is overlaying on top of the grief.
I got friends who lost parents, recently. And I wonder, is grief counseling something everyone should get? And how do you know if you absolutely need grief counseling? Because, of course you're going to be sad if your parent dies, but how do you know if you need to go talk to somebody about it?
As someone who lost my dad at a relatively young age, my dad died on the day before my 29th birthday.
Wow.
I recommend that everyone either go to a support group or get some grief counseling so that we can help navigate our way through the grief. In our society, we kind of rush through grief, and that's why, we rush through it. Like, after the funeral, we think, well, you good, right? I'm all right. But there's so much more to grief than that. In West African countries, folks grieve for a year. Like, there is a structured grief process for a full year. Because I think that what oftentimes will happen is folks will have this moment like 6 months later and they're crying and they're like, that came out of nowhere. What just happened? And they think something's wrong with them. It's like, no, that's grief. Now, there is a thing that is complicated grief, that if someone is still overwhelmed and struggling with grief, say, several years after the loss, then they definitely want to get help if they didn't get any at the time of the loss or shortly thereafter.
What do you think some of the mental illnesses are that are often found in the Black community that we rarely discuss?
All of them? No. So the most common, the two most common types of psychological disorders are anxiety-related problems and depression. And interestingly, anxiety is more common than depression. And the thing is, we can't ignore the impact of racism because it has made us more hypervigilant. And hypervigilance is connected to anxiety. The notion that we're always trying to figure out, like, okay, what do I need to do to stay safe? What do I need to do to get this promotion? What do I need to do to not look like I'm stealing something in a store? Like, all of that stuff raises our hypervigilance. And so we're always trying to figure out, like, okay, what's going on? What are they thinking? What do I need to do? How do I adjust? And that raises our anxiety. But the anxiety that we carry with us can be problematic because it's also related to our health. We have this unchecked hypertension, high blood pressure, and all these kinds of issues. It's related a lot of times to our anxiety. It's not all anxiety, but some of it is. And then just the depression. We like to talk about Black boy joy. We need a lot more joy, but we don't get to have, the kind of carefree lives that other folks live because we're managing so much, and it makes us have a low level of depression that we oftentimes just aren't aware of.
I agree with you on all of those. Another one I think is schizophrenia. I think paranoid schizophrenia is something that I've lost people because of, and I know that even in that person's family, it's people in their family who had a history of paranoid schizophrenia. That's the one that I have no clue on how to deal with.
So schizophrenia is challenging. We think about schizophrenia, it is a disconnection from reality, and people have, they hear things that aren't there, they see things that aren't there, and they're just disconnected from the world around them. They live in their own world. But some of those symptoms actually show up in bipolar disorder. So people who have untreated and unmanaged bipolar disorder can also look schizophrenic. And unfortunately, Black people are actually overdiagnosed with schizophrenia when it's bipolar disorder.
Wow.
And so that's why I pause with that, because, schizophrenia is one of those things we associate with being crazy, right? And so that's why we don't get mental health care, because we're like, well, I'm not crazy. I don't have schizophrenia. I don't hear voices. Mental health is so much more than that, as you know. So with that being said, we do have schizophrenia. It is a legitimate diagnosis. And when the symptoms start to show up, so for Black men, it can be late teens, early 20s. For Black women, the symptoms and signs can start to show up a little bit later, like mid 20s. We have to get help as soon as we can, so that the prognosis and the person's ability to manage their schizophrenia is better. Somebody who's in their 40s and 50s, right now trying to manage schizophrenia, is better than waiting until they're 70. But we still want to treat them as soon as possible because they can learn skills. There really are skills that people can learn to manage that, and being able to identify stressors, because stress can trigger a schizophrenic or a disconnection from reality. And we have to be aware of those.
How do we show up for the families of the people or friends of the people diagnosed with mental illness, the people who have to deal with the person who's schizophrenic or bipolar or has anxiety or depression? How do we show up for those people?
We need a lot of support. And one of the places I always direct folks to is NAMI, so National Association for Mental Illness, because they have support groups where families learn, skills, learn how to manage their own mental health, because someone who's having to, provide support, or a family member who's providing support for someone else who's dealing with mental health challenges, those individuals can struggle too. I think that's why you asked the question. And so, whenever we can give them breaks and say, hey, you know what, do you need to run an errand? Because they're providing nonstop care. Can I be there for you when you're running an errand? Maybe I can go sit with your family member. Maybe I can run the errand for you, like providing practical support.
Man, and I know you got to go, so this is my last question, and I always like to ask this. Do we ever get to a place of true healing and wholeness?
Ooh, I think that we will get there when we start to connect with who we are and our cultural identity, because once we do that, then we connect with one another, and then we start to build what we need. That as long as we're waiting, to get permission to be who we are, or to get permission to infiltrate some of these systems that have never wanted us to be a part of them, that if we keep waiting for that, we're not going to get there. But when we can start, stop being suspicious of one another, start to trust one another, build community, connect with who we are, then we will be able to prosper and be successful. I don't think it can happen before then.
Her name is Dr. Rita Walker. Dr. Rita Walker, give them your Instagrams and Twitters and all that good stuff, please.
Absolutely. So Dr. Rita Walker, and let me spell Rita. It's RHEED as in diamond A. So Dr. Rita Walker, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube. I try to post videos to help folks, manage stress and to understand racism and assess psychological fortitude so that we can, in fact, get to a place where we're living our best lives.
That's right. And the book is called The Unapologetic Guide to Black Mental Health. I bought a bunch of these and I just give them out to, young brothers and young sisters, just because I think this is the most culturally competent book about Black mental health that I personally ever read. So thank you, Dr. Rita Walker, for not only existing, but creating this masterpiece.
And I have to thank you, Charlamagne, because I get messages from folks even now who say they picked up the book because you talked about it and it has changed their lives, and they tell their whole families about it. And it really warms my heart how well the book has done. And it's in no small part due to you letting folks know about the book even months before it came out. So thank you so much.
No, thank you
all for letting me be here.
Thank you. Anytime. It's Dr. Rita Walker. It's The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club.
Listen up. It's just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Well, Soulja Boy and Bowwow are going to be facing off in an upcoming versus battle. Now, Soulja Boy tweeted out Soulja Boy versus Bowwow hashtag versus is official. And Swizz did share Soulja's tweet on his IG story. So I guess it's not official, but looks like they did have that conversation.
Did they announce it? I was confused. Do they want that to happen, or are they announcing a date?
Play the audio to answer this question.
Yeah, please.
Stop playing.
This gonna be bigger than life, bro. Like I'm happy to celebrate with you. They was throwing O in there. I saw a lot of Mario. I'm like, bro, that's my bro too. But O, an R&B singer. I actually like to see O go against Mario. Me personally. Me and you make so much sense, brother. We've toured. We've been on tour together. Me and you got a whole mixtape together.
We on tour right now, bro.
We on tour right now, man. And on top of that, you got a hot new record out the day before we do verses. My movie come out.
Let me tell you something. That's an amazing versus. I don't care what y'all think about Soulja Boy and Bow Wow. You can't front on them dudes. They are pioneers, superstars. I don't even know who I think will win. I lean Soulja Boy, but Bow Wow got some joints. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yes, I'm sure it'll be very entertaining. And J. Cole got his 6th #1 Billboard 200 album with the off season, 282,000 roughly.
Dropping a clue bang for J. Cole. Great album.
It's the highest first week sales for a hip-hop album in 2021 so far, and the most streamed hip-hop release of 2021 with 325 million on-demand streams. Now, J. Cole did go on Twitter and said, sending a thank you from Rwanda, #1 album. I appreciate the love. I heard the noise from out here. The off-season means keep pushing yourself. I will do the same. J. Cole has also joined Timbaland's Beat Club, which is a new online marketplace for beats, and Timbaland posted this video with J. Cole discussing the getting a track from Timbaland and how difficult it was and Twitch and all of that.
Sometimes I hit somebody for a beat and then around and not do nothing. So I'm like, I can't do that to Timbaland. You know what I mean? Let me at least so I looped up the YouTube little rip, made a whole song on it. I spent the next 2 days writing and recording the song. And right when I was 90% through writing it, I'm like, I should probably call him now and get the real files. And I hit him, I'm like, bro, can you send me this beat you played on Twitch? He was like, yeah, I'll send it to you. Which one? And I played him the beat and he was like, I didn't save that one. I was like, what the f***? You know what I mean? So he had to remake it.
Wow.
Oh.
Timbo's a genius, though. I'm sure that was nothing to him. Once he heard it, he could play it back.
Mm-hmm.
I know, that's dope, though. And that song was Amari, for if you guys didn't know already. All right, and Kodak Black is not excited about his first week numbers. And apparently he sold 22,000 first week. And he went on social media to respond to that. He said, me dropping the same day as Nicki and J. Cole is not an excuse for me because I'm as big an artist as them. I used to sell 100,000 first week, etc. But along the way, the game turned gay. Even though I get to singing the bees, I signed up for gangster rap, not this peekaboo ass-ish, where good-hearted real individuals are forced to hide their support for you in public.
Oh, drop one of Clues bombs for Kodak Black, man. Yak is yak, man. Lord, I was not expecting that. I didn't know what turn you was about to say. I thought he was just holding himself accountable, but no. Jesus Christ.
But he said he still feels great. He's still a multimillionaire with lots of records sold, and that's without support from Spotify and major platforms. He said, LOL, not even Shade Room. All right, and Uncle Luke is calling out the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because he still has not been inducted. He went on social media, he went on Instagram and said, ish, another year of not getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He deserves it.
100%.
So.
Like Luke is the reason that we can speak the way that we speak. Like the whole parental advisory stickers on albums, are just fighting back against censorship. That was Luke. Luke was fighting back against cancel outrage culture before it was a thing. So yes, he deserves to be
We still
in
be
that.
playing his music today, okay?
I just hate the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I wish it was just the Music Hall of Fame. Like I hate the fact that it has a genre of music on it.
I love the fact that we got hopefully opening soon, the Hip Hop Museum out in the Bronx. So some of our
they
artists
broke
can go
ground,
into
but I'm sure it's
that.
going to take a little while.
Yeah, but I'm excited for that because I want to see a lot of our artists and some of their accomplishments in there.
All right, and Lil Baby and Little Durk are appeared to announce the Voice of Heroes release date. Their long-awaited collab album, June 4th, is the date. So that should be exciting. And Lil Baby posted album finish, June 4th, Voice of Heroes. Y'all excited for that one, right?
100%. Question 2: why does Soulja Boy and Bowwow? Why are they so young, and they not our generation, but they feel like they our generation?
Came out so long ago. You got to think
they were young when they came out.
We were young, and their records was still transcendent. Like yes, they did.
I mean, we weren't young. Soulja Boy was 16 when he. Yeah, we weren't young.
Well, we were definitely a lot younger.
20 years ago, it was like 20 years ago.
There was no gray hairs, and we had a real beard. You know what I mean?
You had hair. You had your eyebrows done.
Whoa! Slow down, sir.
What?
I did not have my eyebrows done.
You did have your eyebrows done.
I had my eyebrows done in the 90s.
You just got your haircut today too, because I can see all the lights in the studio shining off your head.
Who?
You.
It's like reflecting.
Oh no, that's just a fresh balding. I got this last week.
That's
though.
what she just
Thank
said.
you, though. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I mean, I can see every light, people's reflections and everything.
I'll be glowing.
All right. And speaking of which, Charlamagne, for you, Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod, has launched his own makeup for men. So he said he wanted to create a product that solved an issue I face every day.
No, I don't wear makeup.
Yes, you do. And you get your eyebrows done.
Are you a YouTuber?
Well,
Are you a
YouTuber? You may want to get the Blur Stick. It's a concealer specifically designed for men that can be used for skin imperfections.
That is not true. I wear makeup. I wear a little bit of foundation when I'm on TV.
See, you wear makeup. Don't say a little bit.
We're on
you
TV
wear
every day.
Makeup.
No, and if I did wear it, I would wear Fenty. I would not wear Alex Rodriguez's Blur brand. I just like Fenty. They got better shades. They just do. I like their foundation is just better.
You wear makeup. It's all good.
I don't wear makeup.
How do you know it's better if you never tried it?
He wears makeup.
Look, y'all see any makeup on it? That's just flawless Dr. Sandy dermatology. Okay? All right?
You wear makeup.
No, I don't.
Some. All right, well, that is your rumor report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Now, shout out to Revolt. We'll see you tomorrow. Everybody else, the People's Choice Mix is up next. Let's go!
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Hey, it's Angela Yee. By using brands like Dove and Hellmann's, you're supporting Unilever and the everyday good they do. Like donating more than $25 million worth of everyday products and services to groups like Feeding America this year. Visit UnileverDoesGood.com to support communities impacted by the pandemic.
DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Hopefully you guys had a great week and back to the work week. I'm back in the city.
Yes.
Continue to play these car shows.
I got my second vaccination shot. I'm like exhausted.
No, how was that?
I think it just made me tired. But I feel okay. Like, I don't feel sick or nothing. I'm just really tired.
When'd you get it? What day you got it?
I just got it yesterday.
Oh, okay. I know a lot of people say after about 48 hours they say it keeps you down for like 48, 72 hours, the second shot?
No, a day usually. I mean, it depends. It depends how your body reacts to it. Mine was the day after in the evening, so I guess you can see later on tonight how you feel. But it was just like you said, I had a temperature and then I had the chills. But we'll see. Hopefully everything is good.
And listen, salute,
I hope so.
I want to salute everybody who's been grabbing Tamika Mallory's State of Emergency, How to Win in the Country We Built, man. Like, drop one of the clues bombs for Tamika Mallory. Like, I love to see people responding to her the way that they do. So it's available everywhere you buy books now. Audio version, hardcover, ebook, whatever you want, you can get it wherever you buy books.
All right. When we come back, positive notice, The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now, Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
I do, man. I said this quote earlier. I was paraphrasing during Donkey of the Day, but I want to repeat it again just because I think it's that powerful. A good person apologizes for the mistakes of the past, but a great person corrects them.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?